Welcome to FTB Weekends. It is recording this Saturday, the 7th of May. I almost said the 5th of July. I said the 7th of May. It's 1:21 p.m. Eastern time. Just we'll put a stamp on it. I'm Jason C. McLean. Welcome, of course, as always, Dawn McSweeney.
Hello.
I'm trying to put my head in front of the word Fridays because we're going to change that to
Because
weekends.
it's just weekends, so we're gonna block it out like that. Okay.
Yeah. Or I could just change the graphic, but we haven't done that yet. Too busy. Been focused on the news and what have you. A big news item of the week, what everyone's talking about, is the U.S. Supreme Court. It was leaked that apparently they have a draft motion to overturn Roe v. Wade, which is something the Republicans have been trying to do in the States for decades, and they had this long, slow building plan, and eventually it might actually happen.
Oh, hey, I'm so mad. Hey, how's it going? I'm so mad. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
I wanted to start by lamenting all the people who over the years said things like, you don't need feminism, feminism's outdated, or you're not really a feminist because somehow I like relationships and dresses, so that means I can't be a feminist somehow. And some people's a lot of people lost the script on what feminism meant as we've been coming up to this point. Like, seriously, I remember friends being like, we don't need feminism anymore, it's outdated. And it's like, did you just see this happen? What on life?
Yeah,
So
well,
I'm mad.
I mean, I'm wondering if this, in the American context, if Biden, because the thing is, currently, it's not going to be like that forever. They currently have, Democrats do have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They could pass a law, get the law passed.
They should have in the past 50 years. So that's the interesting part, is it really teaches us all how things weren't in place and enshrined, right? And just like here, where I'd like to say that Jagmeet had my favorite response to all this, which was like, forget let's try to protect abortion, let's pharmacare, Plan B, and contraceptive pills, which is really, I mean, we should be so far ahead of the curve that we're not only enshrining a woman's rights to abortion, as I saw one of the signs that was like on demand and without apology, and that is full-heartedly how I feel. And in fact, anything less is a Christian theocracy, because it's part of other religions have it enshrined that it's up to a woman, and this is all a woman's business. So it's really, Christianity has it that this is a big problem.
Well, it's the church. It's not so much the Bible itself. The Bible actually has instructions as to how to do it, apparently.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And that's some Old Testament stuff, which is how there are Jews in the States saying that they shouldn't have to be living under Christian rules. And that's fair. Anybody who isn't an evangelical Christian or whatever shouldn't have to abide by the rules of the church. That's absurd. That's the separation of church and state, and one should have nothing to do with the other. And on the other hand, nobody is pro-abortion. Nobody is like, let's sign me up, this is a great idea. Most women who have, listen, the majority of women, if they haven't had an abortion, they know somebody who has. They have accompanied a woman. They have helped a woman recover from. They have helped a woman decide whether or not to abort. Like, it affects women as a network, and whether we talk about it publicly or secretly, this is just a fact and a truth. And it is, so it has nothing to do with the church. It has nothing to do with these people who are making this decision, who don't have to, who will never fall under this decision. Like, first of all, the people who are even in the Supreme Court are never going to be childbearing age. Like, there's like, they're old men making decisions for women who, listen, once again, if you don't want to have an abortion, nobody's forcing you to have an abortion. But if you take away the option, you're forcing people to have babies. That's wild.
That's Handmaid's Tale. That's basically, it's like dystopian, what have you. I honestly think that part of this has to do with the right wing, or even the like moderate Democrats.
100%.
Yeah, no, but the moderate Democrats treating the right wing as like an opposing viewpoint rather than trying to marginalize them, as they should have been doing for decades and stuff like that. And
the problem with the quote good guys of any scenario where you have a binary good guy and bad guy is that one side is going to be willing to stoop lower than the other. And then when the other guys win, like, make it a Star Wars, the good guys are never going to turn around and treat Darth Vader as badly as Darth Vader would treat them, right? Like it's always in the good versus evil scenario, the good guys are always going to try to be merciful and fair, whereas the bad guys are always going to use that weakness against them and strong arm them into a crazy majority in the Supreme Court that was set up intentionally to do this very thing.
Yeah, even the Republicans didn't want to gloat about it because they know it's an incredibly unpopular thing. So what they actually, their response was all, I saw on the talk shows, was all well, Mitch McConnell and stuff. We're all saying that this was the big story was the fact that it was leaked. And let's
I know
find the
diversions
person who
are great.
Yeah.
Diversions are super great, and I mean, Canada's not perfect, but I'm fucking glad I'm not American. That's what it comes down to.
In Canada, we actually, the Bloc tried to pass them because I mean, the States does affect us. We still keep our healthcare. We still, not on the big stuff, but on a lot of stuff, they do affect us. So the Bloc MP tried to pass a unanimous consent motion that enshrines a woman's rights to choose in law. And that was actually, with a unanimous consent motion, there's no vote. It's just if one person shouts no, it gets blocked, and a few people shouted no and it gets blocked. People are talking, should we try to pass some sort of a law? Because I mean, in Canada, it's also the courts too. Should we pass some sort of a law here?
We 100% should. I mean, just let me know what street corner I have to show up at to bring my sign, and my daughter, she will also bring her sign, and we will both go stand there and scream for a woman's right until we bring down this. Like it's insanity, and this is the incentive we need to ensure that this is enshrined in our law. This is the moment we have to.
We have the right makeup in the House of Commons right now. I mean, the thing is, some of the liberals might even not, the backbenchers might even not be on board for that. And so half the conservatives, but half of them are legit. I'm sure they have enough votes to actually make it a law right now.
That woman who's running for the head of the Conservatives right now is against abortion. And once again, so don't have one, but don't dare try to put your views on my uterus.
Are you talking about Murphy Brown?
No, Murphy Brown told them not to. Murphy Brown told them not to comment on it. But I was watching the conservative leadership debate.
Yes,
and I didn't catch everybody's name, but the chick there is against it.
Okay, let's talk about, I mean, the two big names from the conservative leadership debate. I actually didn't watch. I usually watch these debates. I sometimes hate watch the conservative ones. I don't know.
I watched a little. It was dirty.
Yeah, Poilievre and Jean Charest are the big names. People say like Jean Charest, I think, is the conservative that might actually have a chance of beating Trudeau, but I'm pretty sure that Poilievre is going to win the nomination. Do you concur with that?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Yes, based on what I saw, Poilievre is definitely going to win the conservative race, and they're definitely not going to win the election. Okay, so here's the thing. I had never seen Poilievre before because it's stressful sometimes, so I don't pay attention. So, but this guy, his whole demeanor was Ben Shapiro. Like, he has the facial expressions and delivery of Ben Shapiro. He's going to have no charisma. His smile doesn't work. He's not going to win an election. He could win this race. Jean Charest came out hot and mad. Boy, he did a lot of screaming. He was doing a lot of screaming. There was another guy, I don't know his name. He looked like he was wearing a toupee. Once again, I would just like some of the conservatives to get a stylist. I mean, if it's an old politics lesson that, you know, the first TV debate between ever, the first televised political debate, John F. Kennedy, Richard Nixon.
Yeah, Richard Nixon didn't take it seriously.
Richard Nixon was like, I ain't wearing no sissy makeup. This is about politics. And he just sweat in front of the cameras. And JFK was like, no, make me as pretty as I can be. And he looked great. His suit fit. He kept his poise, and he wasn't sweating under the cameras. Like, as much as we want to say it's all nobody's ever tried to say politics is a meritocracy. It's not.
Yeah. Although Stephen Harper had zero charisma and actually was able to be prime minister for 10 years, but he also pretended to be a centrist, where unlike Poilievre, who was going for the right. I mean, this is ultimately
Poilievre is right.
Is this Trudeau's plan? I think Trudeau, the reason he called the last election was because he knew that it would force Erin O'Toole out and they get some right winger in. And Canada's a center left country. I mean, a conservative.
Erin O'Toole wasn't going to win anything anyway.
Yeah, he might have won in a future. He might have had a chance in the future election.
Put money on it.
Yeah. Well, we can't put money on it now because he's not running anymore in the conservative.
Exactly.
But Putiev is going to be wiped out. I agree with that. And it's, I mean, the thing is like he's siding with like the truckers, with the whatever. Like it's like that's a small minority split out among different provinces, and there's different ridings, and our democracy would not even like allow someone like that to actually come close. Like they lost the they're trying to get back the People's Party vote. It might make the People's Party irrelevant if he's the leader, but
I have to admit, and it's possibly shameful, but I mean, I'm glad that we have more than two parties, but sometimes we have so many parties, I don't pay full attention. So, I mean, I don't even know some of these people, like when they turn back up and they're like, we're getting back the vote. I was like, I vaguely have a memory of the People's Party. Was that Preston Manning? What are we doing?
No, that was Maxime Bernier. It was the last election.
Okay.
The one who was basically anti-vax, anti lockdown. Well, I am anti-lockdown to a certain extent, but he was against. He was all like we should, no vaccine mandates, no this, and he had like a sort of a following, and like even though he's from Quebec and lost his own riding, they had their big, they always have the election night thing where the leader is riding is. No, their riding was somewhere in rural Saskatchewan, I think. Like Saskatchewan and Alberta is the only place where they actually had some pull. But let's talk about something happened. We were talking before, and I finished watching Star Trek Picard and Star Trek. I saw the first episode of Strange New Worlds. I'm very excited about that. You're talking about you haven't seen those yet, but you're a Star Trek fan. You're going to get around to that.
I will get around to it. But I'm looking forward to Bob's Burgers movie coming out May 27th. I'm counting down. I don't much like movies. I don't ever count down for them. And I'm pretty excited. I find Bob's Burgers to be hilarious and entertaining. And even my daughter likes it. And it's one of those strange, like my daughter's old enough to be an adult, but also old enough.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Thank you.
It's tomorrow, but yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those rare crossovers where we both find it funny.
Yeah.
And so I think it has a wide appeal.
I think it's okay. The first episode I saw off-put me for some weird reason, but like one thing we both like is the Orville's coming back for another season.
That'll be fun. I'm not up to date on it, but I'm just in all of this time where we're watching debates and pending protests and ongoing wars. I really, this is when we need this stuff.
Yeah. Well, Star Trek makes some reference. They go to 2024 in the Picard series. Spoiler alert, by the way. But yeah, it's but that's in all the trailers. So, and you find yourself there very quickly in the series. So I won't.
You find yourself there very, very quickly in just chronological order. That's basically tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But so let's so on that note, yeah, I guess that there was some good stuff, a festival season happening. Happy Mother's Day to you, but also to all the other
other moms out there.
My mom. Yeah. All right. So
shout out to Jason's mom.
Yay. Hi, my mom.
Shout out to my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law. Yay. Also my shout out to Steph, my brother's
shout out Steph,
my soon-to-be sister-in-law. My mother and my nephew. Shout out to all the mothers out there. So follow Dawn McSweeney at McMoxie on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Jason C. McLean on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Forget the Box on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like this video on Facebook and share it. On YouTube, follow Forget the Box on YouTube. Smash that like button. Share the video. Leave a comment if you want. If it's positive, if it's not, then yeah, we whatever. Like to get the Android app, and for daily content, of course. We have a lot of that coming up soon. We're covering a lot of the festivals, a lot of this stuff. Check out, as always, forgetthebox.net. We'll catch you next weekend for another FTB weekend.